Hi, I'm Mark Robertson, lead faculty for Visual and Fine Arts, and it is my pleasure to introduce you to the Fall 2020 Art Show. 72 of our most talented students have gotten together to create a beautiful display of artwork that I know you're going to love. At the end of the live broadcast, we're going to put up a web address that will take you to the website so you can look at all that beautiful artwork. But in the meantime, we have this live program that I know you're going to enjoy. During the program, leave comments in the comment sections and students will respond to those comments in live time. And other than that, just sit back and enjoy the show.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for taking the time to gather here tonight with us. My name is Christian Seymour. I'm the current student body president here at William Jessup University. I'm also a third-year art student here in our art department. Again, thank you for taking your time to be with us tonight as we go into this art show and dive deep into what peace is. So if you wouldn't mind bowing your heads and closing your eyes, I'll lead us in our opening prayer. Dear God, thank you for your grace and thank you for allowing us to find peace in these small moments. Even though the world is chaotic and hectic right now, you give us peace at the most unusual times. So I just thank you as we continue to dive into tonight and see these amazing pieces by our students and revel in the fact that peace can be found anywhere and that there's still much peace to be explored. In your name we pray, amen.
Hi, I'm Samantha Bradley. I am the lead student worker in the art department, and I'm going to introduce the theme of this semester's art show. We wanted to look at our theme a little differently this semester, so we posed a question: what is peace? It feels that our world is in a constant state of turmoil and unrest, so we wanted to hear from students what peace means to them and where they find peace.
The theme of this semester's art show is what is peace? For me, peace feels like a blanket. So for my submission, I decided to portray a girl wrapped in a blanket, and this blanket is covered in Bible verses that are references to God's peace and assurances of His presence.
My name is Teresa Faber, and my project, 2020 Through My Eyes, is about how 2020 was different for me than most people. The pandemic was crazy and has been crazy, but this video shows you how I lived 2020 a lot differently than most people did through the pandemic. I moved to Nebraska and I married the man of my dreams, and this video kind of tells you our story and just explains to you why 2020 was a little different for me.
My other piece is a statue of God's hands holding a bird in them, and that is based off of the verse in Matthew 10:29 where it talks about even if a sparrow falls, the Father knows. And I think that verse is so peaceful and reassuring, and so I love the idea of God holding us in His hands.
When I first heard this semester's theme, what is peace, my mind just immediately went to being out in nature, being surrounded by God's creation, whether that's taking a road trip to go see the mountains, the trees, watching the sunrise, sunset, just experiencing those quiet and peaceful moments out there. That's really what inspired my pieces this semester, and I hope you enjoy.
When thinking about what peace is to me, I had a lot of really good conversations with family and friends, and I realized that peace means something different to everyone. Everyone has their own definition of peace, and they have different places where they find peace and different things that they do that help bring them peace. And I really wanted to capture that in this art piece, that peace was and is different for everyone.
My name's Grayson, and this semester I've submitted 2 pieces of artwork that reflects what peace means to me. This semester, peace means that God has given me something that is known and guaranteed in a time that is not. This semester I got engaged, so it's nice to know what's coming in my future.
Hi, my name is Eli Freeman, and the video I created for the art show is called The Helpless. I created this video after one day. I just had a tough day, and I just felt really helpless, and I felt like everybody had those kind of days, and every other day could be one of those days, and every day could be one of those days. And so I wanted to speak about what being helpless looks like and why we even have to go through that, and the opposite of that, which is peace, and how they counterbalance each other. And so I kind of wanted to speak on what the power of Christ can do with our helplessness and how He can make that and turn it into a peaceful helplessness.
To me, the inspiration behind this picture is whenever we think of peace, most often we think of an environment and a space around us. To me, at least, and I know a lot of others, that's the ocean or a peaceful place on the beach. And that's what I wanted to create here, was an adventurous, elegant scene of just what peace is and could be. In the flow of the dress, I thought that really showed what peace was. It's just long, elegant, transparent, and simple, and same with the color palette in this piece. So thank you so much for looking at it, and I hope you guys enjoy.
The pieces that I made came not necessarily from the idea that peace is going to be the absence of hardship or turmoil, but I wanted my pieces to represent peace. Comes from within. It comes from something that is from God, and that it's not the absence of the hard things that we face in life, but it's something that we can achieve and something that we can have while we face those hard times.
I think my inspiration for the art show for the theme What is Peace was my experiences in lockdown for COVID-19. Just not being able to really feel peace in focusing with my ADHD because it was so heavily affected, and the inability to really show my friends physical affection like I usually do, where I usually just feel nicer and more at peace in that.
Hi, it's Sophia. A little description of my collection of photography that I did for the art show is that my way of finding peace is through taking my dog on little adventures throughout the week, and these are just some candid photos from one of those trips that we took.
So I found that when making my pieces, the easiest way for me to convey peace was by showing it through contrast. So one of my pieces, I showed contrast of Jesus' death on the cross being so violent and harsh with the crown of thorns, but then also the fact that he's Prince of Peace and the contrast between those two things. And then my other piece, I wanted to show how protests are always trying to get unity, trying to get peace, but without God we will never truly have that unity that people are desiring.
To me, peace means everybody getting along and treating each other with the respect that we all should get and loving on each other. And that's the reason why I made Butterfly Effect. Butterfly Effect is normally thought of as a bad thing, but it starts with one small thing and it creates a massive change in different ways. And I believe that one person can change something, and it can cause a ripple effect and change things beyond they could ever believe. And that's what peace should be. It should be spread.
My inspiration for my art piece came from this artistic version of the Book of Psalms, and I was just browsing through it and I stumbled upon this picture which gave me the idea to take a picture of someone in like a dark room that's very dramatically lit, and kind of have them border on the emotion of like distress and hope. And then I took that picture and I digitally drew peace over it to kind of signify that God's peace is always around us.
And for this semester's art show, I did this piece with colored pencils for my grandpa. He loves orchids, and I wanted to make something special for him. And to fit the theme of What is Peace, I wanted to do something from creation, because for me, I feel most peace when I am in the beauty of God's creation, and because in his character, he is peace, and I can feel that best when I'm out in his presence.
I'm Liz Stanley, and I have the pleasure of directing Masterworks Chorale. Masterworks mostly performs music that is from the historical repertoire of choral music. For this virtual art gallery, we've decided to do 3 pieces virtually. So we've recorded Let's Call the Whole Thing Off, Ecce Novum, and Stars. Each one of these pieces talks about peace in a different way, whether it's making compromises with people, rejoicing in the newness of Christ's birth, or the stars and the majesty and the things that God has created that speak to his power and his presence in all of our circumstances. So please enjoy the gallery, please listen, and we hope you have a wonderful time here at Jessup's Art Gallery.
This is a difficult part of the program, and that is to say goodbye to our graduating seniors. We have 3 seniors that are graduating mid-year this year, and that is Aiden Perez, Brenna Campbell, and Mark Robertson Jr. They have been such a special part of this program, and they are part of the family, and they always will be. Make sure when you go to the website, you look at the Senior Spotlight so that you can take a look at a lot of the work that they've done since they've been here. Now, there's another thing that's happening, and that is I'm losing my lead student worker, Samantha Bradley. She is not leaving the school, but she has decided that she's moving on to some new challenges. Samantha, can you come up here? Samantha, you have been an amazing part of this program, and I don't know what I would have done without you. You've kept everything really well organized, and you have really helped with the morale of the students. And I am going to miss you as my lead student worker. You will be hard to replace.
It's been an honor to be able to get to work with you and the other student workers and all the students in the department. I've learned so much that goes on behind the scenes in the department and with the art show, and it's been a true blessing.
Thank you, Samantha.
All right, everybody, thank you so much. This is the point that you've been waiting for. It's the announcement of the winners. Before we get into that, I want to thank our 3 judges who have participated. Now, the criteria for picking a judge is the student council that gets together, the core group. They get together and they pick the judges. All I do is I just approve or disapprove based on school criteria for those ones. This is a student-led and directed art show, and it's really important to us that the students get to pick their judges. Now, with that being said, we have 3 judges, and we want a mixture of both artists and non-artists, because in the real world, you're not just judged by artists. You're also judged by non-artists. And so that's why I've always made that part of the criteria, that at least 50% of them have to be non-artists. With that being said, our 3 judges this year are Brian Kiley, Brianne Cheney, and Dave Heitman. So Brian, can you introduce yourself?
Hi, my name is Brian Kiley. I'm an adjunct professor in the Digital Communications Department, where I teach visual communications, and I'm also the Director of Discipleship at Bridgeway Christian Church, and it's an honor and a privilege to participate as a judge in this year's art show.
Brianne, it's your turn.
Hi, I'm Brianne Cheney. I am an alumni of William Jessup Art and got to learn a lot from Mark. Right now, I work as the artistic director for a building company in Sacramento, and I also am a mural artist in Sacramento. So I've got stuff on K Street and R Street and a couple other streets throughout the city.
Thank you, Brianne. I'm going to add one more thing. Brianne was the very first visual and fine arts major to graduate from this school. So Dave, you're up.
Hi, my name's Dave. I serve as the Dean of Students here. It's a privilege to be able to work with our students and champion their experience here at Jessup and be able to get to see some of their creative artistic side today.
All right, thank you guys. All right, so we are going to announce the winners. And for the category of painting, let's get a comment from each judge and then I will announce it. So go ahead.
Our winner in this category just had remarkable technical precision. I thought the level of detail was extraordinary, and just the objective quality of the piece I thought was really outstanding.
So the winner of this category, I felt took the project head on, didn't cut any corners or make the image easier to paint. They painted everything true to life, and I think that they just really nailed it.
Painting's a hard category. There's a lot of really great submissions for different reasons, and as we were deliberating internally as well as amongst the judges, looking at the technical aspects really is what set this piece apart.
All right, so the winner of the painting category is Isabella Gigliotta, and it's for a head. Congratulations. All right, Isabella. All right. Now the next category is drawing.
Our winner in this category had a tremendous sense of movement to their piece. I could imagine looking at that piece as if it were a motion picture where someone had just pressed pause and you could press play again and movement would begin. So I found that to be very captivating, and the piece also had just a remarkable level of detail.
This piece, it was unanimous amongst the judges, really stood out, and the concept for me was the theme in which the piece was set with the mode in which they chose rather to deliver it. It was quite a challenge, and I appreciated that.
And the winner for the drawing category is Emma LaRue for Spring Storm. Yay! All right, thank you so much. The next category is mixed media.
The winner that we chose in this category just did a great job of expressing emotion through a very small piece, and just nailed the emotion of the person without too much detail, so it still had an artistic flair to it.
Our winner in this category captured the emotion of the subject perfectly, really just created a piece that was visually very pleasant to look at, very fun, very engaging, and just the technical detail was wonderful. It was put together very, very well without the artist sort of trying to do too much. So I thought they struck a wonderful balance between really capturing their subject with some precision, but then making it look very, very realistic. So well done.
And the winner for the mixed media category is Serenity Gumont for artistic choice. Yay! Serenity! Graphic designs category is up now.
For this category, you never know what you're going to get, and we love that. We love being able to see lots of different things. But this is a piece that I would love to buy. So if that artist can come and talk to me afterwards, that would be great.
And whatever Dave is willing to pay, I will double it. I loved this category. There was so much diversity in the submissions. It was wonderful to look at all of them. This particular piece, I thought, incorporated so many elements of graphic design and just wowed me when I looked at it and made me instantly want to share it with others so that they could enjoy it as well.
All right, so the winner of the graphic design category is Aiden Johnson for Brother Bear. Yay! Yeah! All right, good job. Good job, Aiden. For cinematography, the category of cinematography.
The winner that we chose for this category created a very moving story. I feel that the actors that they chose did a great job of getting the mood across, and just all the different camera angles and different shots, and then the way that it all came together at the end, I think it was a beautiful piece.
This piece did a wonderful job of being very emotive while at the same time creating tension. The story being told was remarkable. The cinematography was excellent. The score underneath it was really good as well. And again, the tension of the piece, I really liked. It kept me wondering what was going on and how it was going to resolve. And then ultimately it did at the end. So extremely well done from beginning to end and very strong on a number of different levels.
And the winner for the cinematography category is Donnie Hedrick, Borrowed Time. Yay! Yeah! All right, congratulations, Donnie. The next category up is photography.
I think that the artist of this category did a great job of taking you on a journey throughout their portfolio of pictures, and then just had, I think the best of their work at the very end as the capsule to your journey.
I would agree. The journey in this piece is like going there, how you would hope to spend a weekend. And the resolution at the end is where you'd want to stay if you could freeze a moment of time for, let's say, the rest of 2020.
All right, so the winner for the photography category is Brenna Campbell, Serenity. Yay! All right, for this category, we're going to do it a little different. We won't have the judges chime in, but this is the Best in Show category. And for Best in Show, the judges agreed unanimously that Aiden Johnson's Brother Bear won Best in Show. All right, Aiden. Congratulations.
Thank you for joining us for this year's art show. Please go to the website and have a great night.